Stop wasting $50 on garden center chemicals when a $1.50 brown bottle sitting in your medicine cabinet holds 5 gardening solutions that outperform anything on the shelf. Over the next 12 minutes, I will reveal the precise ratios to eliminate root rot, fungus gnats, and powdery mildew using only 3% hydrogen peroxide from the drugstore. Wait until we reach the third hack. It is a zero-cost solution that surprises everyone. What master gardeners call the cabinet code has rescued half-dead plants overnight. My grandmother never purchased a single bottle of fungicide. She kept this in her cabinet for cuts and used the leftovers on her tomatoes. Here is why she was correct. One molecule at 5% concentration solves 5 different garden problems. The same drugstore bottle and every ratio are on screen. In the next 10 minutes, no specialized tools are required, no measuring equipment beyond a kitchen spoon. Before moving forward, here is the safety note most videos bury at the end. This is generally safe around vegetables and pets when used properly, but keep the bottle out of children's reach. The protocol is safe around dogs once the treated area dries. However, hydrogen peroxide is strictly contraindicated for cats. Keep cats away from any treated area until it fully dries. Store the bottle in a cabinet they cannot reach. Now the science, then the 5 uses. Hydrogen peroxide is water with 1 extra oxygen atom attached, like water with a tiny, highly reactive engine. The moment it contacts organic material, soil, roots, or fungal cell wall, that extra oxygen breaks free as a reactive radical. That radical punches through the outer membrane of pathogens and destroys them from the inside, then returns to water and oxygen, leaving no residue. No waiting period before harvest, nothing left behind. University extension trials document this as a Fenton reaction. Hydrogen peroxide plus the iron naturally in your soil produces hydroxyl radicals, which researchers call lipid peroxidation. The fatty outer layer of the pathogen's cell wall oxidizes, ruptures, and the cell dies. This is the same reaction your soil experiences during a heavy thunderstorm, just concentrated into a spray bottle. If you have ever pulled a plant from its pot and found brown, mushy, foul-smelling roots that is almost certainly Pythium or Phytophthora, 2 water mold pathogens that destroy the root's outer layer. Here is the field test. Healthy roots are firm, fibrous, and bright white. Diseased roots feel like wet cardboard. Lightly pinch and slide your fingers down a suspect root. If the entire outer layer slides off, leaving only a thin inner thread, that root is gone. If the core holds firm, you can save the plant. The ratio is 5 milliliters of drugstore 3% hydrogen peroxide into 1 liter of water, roughly 150 parts per million. Drench the substrate thoroughly one time. If the infection is severe and you are repotting, do a bare root dip in undiluted 3% for 3 minutes. Then rinse and replant into fresh, sterile mix. The stop signal is clean, roots stop sloughing, and new white lateral tips appear within 10 to 14 days. One Zone 7 gardener used a single 150 parts per million drench on a mature cherry tree showing brown rot at the base, combined with improving drainage, and saw new white tips emerge within 2 weeks. That marks the line between recoverable and lost. The question I get every time is, won't this kill beneficial soil microbes? Short answer, yes, if drenched repeatedly at high concentration. A single 150 parts per million application allows microbial populations to recover within 24 to 48 hours according to university research. The key word is single. This is not weekly. Use it once and let your soil rebuild. The insect that physically carries Pythium spores from plant to plant is also next on the list, fungus gnats. Sticky yellow cards catch adults, but the real damage is underground. Bradisha larvae, white legless, black-headed grubs in the top 2 inches of soil, eat root hairs and transport oomycete spores from infected roots to healthy ones. Field test, push a raw potato wedge 1 inch into the soil surface and check it after 24 hours. If you see translucent legless larvae stuck to the potato, you have an active population. The ratio is 1 part drugstore 3% hydrogen peroxide to 4 parts water, roughly 0.6% or 6,000 parts per million. Drench the top 2 inches every 3 days, maximum 15 days total. Why the hard cap? Past 15 days at that concentration, you start depleting the beneficial microflora that protect roots. Stop when the potato wedge comes up clean. If you are still watching, the next 3 are the ones master gardeners use weekly with no exceptions. This is where 90% of home growers get it completely wrong. Powdery mildew, those white circular patches that look like talcum powder on zucchini, cucumber, or squash leaves, belong to the Erysipeles family. The good news is it grows on the leaf surface, not inside the tissue. That means a contact oxidizer reaches the mycelium directly. Here's the cabinet code, the 0.6% number teased earlier. Mix 3.3 to 5 milliliters per liter of water for sensitive plants like lettuce, herbs, and most vegetables. For hardy ornamentals, you can go up to the full 3%. Spray both sides of every affected leaf. The underside matters because that is where spores overwinter. Apply every 5 to 7 days until the white colonies disappear. Critical guardrail. Do not spray above 90 degrees. Heat accelerates breakdown and dramatically increases the risk of leaf scorch in humid climates. In Florida and Hawaii, combine spraying with canopy pruning to reduce local humidity. In arid climates like Arizona and Southern California, apply only in early morning or twilight. When temperatures are below 85 degrees, home gardeners in humid zone 9 often report mildew colonies clearing within 10 days at 3.3 milliliters per liter, with zero leaf burn. For food safety, the FDA classifies hydrogen peroxide as GRAS, generally recognized as safe for direct food contact, with zero pre-harvest interval. Rinse with clean water and eat the same day. Seeds with hard coats remain dormant on purpose. The seed coat slows water uptake until conditions are right. Hydrogen peroxide breaks dormancy in 2 ways. It reduces abscisic acid, the dormancy hormone, and lightly oxidizes the seed coat, improving water absorption. That is a chemical wake-up call for stubborn seeds. The ratio is 10 milliliters of 3% hydrogen peroxide in 1 liter of water, roughly 0.3%, and soak seeds for 3 hours before planting. For tough, woody-coated seeds, native species, or anything with a very hard shell, use the full 3% for 4 hours before stratification. One important caveat: do not use this on spinach. University of Massachusetts research shows spinach at this concentration actually reduces germination. For thin-coated, sensitive seeds like spinach, lettuce, and most Asian greens, a plain water soak is safer. This protocol is for harder-coated seeds that are slow to sprout. This is your 30-second prevention protocol, full 3% hydrogen peroxide. No dilution, spray or submerge pruning shears, scissors, and trowels. Maintain wet contact for 10 to 30 minutes, then air dry. Watch the hinge and cutting edges. Intense fizzing means the peroxide is oxidizing organic debris, sap residue, and any pathogen spores from the last cut. Do this before and after every pruning session, and between plants when repotting in sequence. Cross-contamination from a diseased root system to a healthy one happens at the blade. For pots and trays before reuse, same protocol. Spray, wait 30 minutes, rinse, dry. If you do a full soil drench for sterilization, you eliminate beneficial biology along with pathogens. Re-inoculate with a mycorrhizal inoculant or compost tea after 24 hours. 3 mistakes worth flagging. Do not buy 35% food-grade concentrate. Drugstore 3% is all you need. Do not mix hydrogen peroxide with liquid organic fertilizer in the same application. The peroxide oxidizes the organics instantly. Use them 30 minutes apart. Do not use it as a weekly maintenance spray. Use it as a targeted intervention. That is all 5 uses. 1 chemistry, 5% concentration, solving 5 different garden problems with the same $1.50 brown bottle. To answer the question from the start, yes, this can save a mature plant that is half dead. Please leave your thoughts about this content in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.